Yo, my people, today is day 32 of 75 hard. I didn't record 31. Didn't really have much to talk about, and I didn't really want to just keep talking about how much the same thing, like my food, my protein, my workout, because it's all relatively the same at the moment. Right now I'm at a park where I'm kind of doing my workout, and I feel like now is like a good time to talk, whereas at home I wasn't really able to. I haven't got my mic with me, so I hope I can be heard, and if I can't, this is going to be a complete waste of time. You can hear birds chirping away, cars and stuff, so we're going to find out. Made a post on TikTok explaining, if you live a life believing all your good memories are behind you, then what's the meaning of life? What's the point of living? And I want to like go into it properly and share personal experience and see if you guys can be related, or if you're someone who believes all your good times are behind you and you don't really see a point of living anymore, then maybe this video might help you and give you a better perspective of how you should be living your life. A lot of people generally wish that they were younger, maybe because they had less responsibilities, maybe because they didn't have maybe an injury, maybe a health issue, maybe someone in their life was around and they're not around today. You know, they generally just believe that life was better. Let's say before COVID, a lot of people believe that, you know, before COVID times, life was just like perfect. A lot of people generally, I can't speak for everyone. Myself, I was in college before COVID and I didn't really have much responsibilities. I was a different person. Like I said, religion wasn't a thing until I was an adult. I lived a life with carefree. I would hop online, I would wake up, hop on my PlayStation, Fortnite, FIFA, banter around on Snapchat, on the group chat, banter around on a PlayStation party. That was me. And I know that was a lot of people as well. Carefree. Times when like I was even playing like Pokemon Go. Like I was never into Pokemon Go, but everyone was so hyping it up and it was such a trending thing. I was like, I just hopped on it. I remember going into like big cities, like big like landmarks, and like just it was a really good way to stay in touch with your friends, and it give you a real purpose on why to leave your home. Because if I'm not leaving my home, if I'm at home, I'm on my PlayStation, I'm banging FIFA, I'm banging Fortnite. I was still at the gym. I would come from college and then I'll go gym, but my gym, I had a junior pass because I was like 16 or 17, and it meant that I can only go to the gym at certain times of the day, so I couldn't go in the night time. So I have to finish my college and then go straight to the gym. These times I had my hair bleached. I was looking proper light skin, bro. And like that wasn't really for validation. I genuinely felt like that made me feel a type of way. And you know, in general, life was more carefree. Like I said, there was nothing to really worry about. When you're 17, when you're a teenager, you don't really have many responsibilities. Now, I can't speak for everyone. People go through different experiences. Some people were depressed. I did feel some sadness when I was in college, because I did a third year and a lot of my friends were leaving because they only did 2 years and I was doing a third. And, you know, I'm thinking all my friends are moving on while I'm still at this dumb college. And, you know, like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. Like that means I gotta make new friends. That means I'm not gonna see my current friends as much. Everyone's gonna do their apprenticeship. They're gonna go to university. You know, I felt very lost in that moment, and I didn't want to be stuck here doing another year. And this is before COVID. This is 2019. It's not even that long ago. But I did do that year, and that was probably the beginning of change. When COVID happened, we was all locked up, but everyone has a different experience. So if that's the case, life was a lot better before instance COVID, and you're living this life now. We're in 2024, which is 4 years since that time. A lot of people, we're obviously older, we might have more responsibilities, and we reflect where time where things were less, you know, less hassle, less responsibilities, less things to worry about. Naturally, when you're an adult, when you grow older, you got more responsibility. For instance, you might get your driving license, you get your first car, you get into an accident, or someone breaks into your vehicle. Now that responsibility lies into your hands. Yes, you might have insurance, but that's still something that you've got to deal with. Maybe get a parking ticket, maybe get points on your license. These are just examples of things that happen to us as we grow up. We might get into a house, We might need to save for a deposit. We might be working endless hours, and we find, we're just working for what? This might be our new current way of living, and it wasn't like this before. And we might think before life was so much better. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have responsibilities like this. I might have had my mum just taking me wherever I wanted to go. I didn't have to work a job. College was just college, muck around with my friends, play Fortnite, play FIFA, play COD, and then that's my day done. And a lot of people, there were great days. I can agree. I'm one person. Like I said, I said earlier, I can understand, having to live a time where things were really good. But I think mainly for that is because you was just younger. The only reason why you felt life was good is because you were younger and you had less responsibilities. But the things that I might feel today, I still felt when I was 17, 16, when I was 13. Naturally, as you grow up, you think to yourself, before, less responsibilities, less hassle, less things to think about. Like I said, you wake up, you got no school, then you play your PlayStation all day long. You bounce around with your friends, you piss around. That's what life's about. And I indulged in that. I'm not going to say I didn't. And like I said, were they good times? They were funny as hell, bro. But if you're someone who's just stuck in the past and you believe that your life is just, kind of past you because you believe that all your good moments were in the past and there's nothing to look forward to, this is where you're looking at your life in the wrong way. I think that if you believe that all your good moments are behind you, maybe when you're a teenager, maybe when you didn't have an injury, maybe when life was just simply better, your mental health was better, if you're stuck in your mind all day thinking, I want to go back to that, I want to go back to 2016, I want to go back to 2018, then what's the point of you living today? Now that doesn't mean, I'm not trying to tell you to, do something irreversible, but I'm just trying to make you change your perspective of your life. If you believe that your life it peaked at a certain time, which is in the past, then ask yourself, what's the point of you living today? I felt like that at one point. I thought to myself, life isn't going to get much better. The responsibilities I had were just next to zero. I didn't have to worry about anything. There was something to stress about. And I had to reevaluate my whole perspective of living. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be caught up in just past moments that just replay in your mind constantly over and over again, to the point where you're just living to experience memories that are playing in your mind because you want to go back to that time and it's not possible, therefore you just think about it. So in order to not be so stuck in the past, it's very simple. Have you got to move on? Well, that's obvious. You need to be very analytical, which means you have to be able to be appreciative of the things that you have today. And I know it sounds cliche, I got hands, got feet, I got a roof over my head, I got food in the morning. I know it's very a cliche topic. The reason why you feel like, your best times are behind you is because you're not appreciating what you have today. Those times that you cherish so much, there was a time that you thought about today. So, for example, 2018, you thought about what's 2024 going to be like? What's 2025 going to be like? What's going to be like when I have children? What's it going to be like when I have my first home? What's it going to feel like when I have my career sorted? These are all things that you thought about when you believe that those times were the best times of your life. And now you're living at the times that your younger self thought about. You're just dwelling on the past. You can't live a life just thinking about, just reliving a certain experience that you had in your mind, maybe college, maybe school, maybe your first job, whatever it is that you really cherish. You have to be very analytical and be able to create memories and be able to look forward to the future or even the present. I was someone that really struggled with this. I thought, there's something to look forward to. I was almost in a state of depression. I thought my best times were behind me. I'm only getting older. I was working this warehouse job. And, I spent a lot of time just, thinking. And I come to a realization where if there's no benefit for me or if it doesn't contribute to any sort of happiness, then I have to just remove it from my life. What's the point of being sad? What's the point of being upset? There's nothing to benefit from. It's just a state of feeling that will just sit inside you and you won't gain anything from it. If anything, you strip away any actions that you do. You just sat there just thinking and thinking. You don't get anything done. So if anything, this kind of pulls you away from your purpose or from your daily habits. I had to start analyzing certain things in my day-to-day life, and I had to start being more grateful for just little things. You can't overlook certain things that you do, because there might have been a time in the past you didn't even have access to that. When I was 17, 18, I was a skinny kid, and even then I thought I was, quite chunky. I thought I was quite big. And if my 18-year-old self saw my 22, 23, 24-year-old self, he'll be surprised, he'll be amazed, he'll be looking forward to living these times. If you made progress, you're kind of just taking it away from yourself, then in a sense your progress wasn't even worth making, because you're not being appreciative and you're not rewarding yourself for it. You're not even looking at yourself and thinking, I earned that. You're just too stuck looking at your surroundings and not being appreciative of what you really truly have. You can't live in your mind. That's not a way to live a life. Like, I try to make these videos pretending I'm talking to my younger self. Obviously I know I'm talking to a group of people, but when I pretend I'm talking to my younger self, I feel like I can kind of pour my heart out even more, because my younger self was just a truly lost person. If you can spend a lot of time alone and not be self-destructive, then that's probably the best thing for you. Someone like myself, if I spend too much time alone, I end up getting caught up in thoughts that shouldn't cross my mind. Not like nothing irreversible, nothing that's going to damage me, but it's just passive, just stuff that had no benefit to me. If you find your mind being very self-destructive when you're by yourself, then don't sit by yourself. Don't choose to be by yourself. And I understand there's times when you just have to be by yourself. There's no one in the home, or you're working and there's no one to talk to, or you're driving, you're on the bus, transport. If you're willingly choose to be by yourself and you're having all these negative, self-destructive thoughts, you're not benefiting from yourself, and you're just gonna sway away from your purpose, whatever your purpose may be. I understand it can be very hard to be grateful when you overlook everything. You overlook, you got food on your plate. You overlook how you've got access to a gym. You overlook how you've got a phone to talk to your friends. I understand all of that. But what if someone took that away from you? What if someone took away your mum? What if someone took away your phone? What if someone took away 3-4 years of progress in the gym? You're gonna feel that, and you can't say you're not gonna. That's gonna hurt you, because that will hurt anyone. And it should never be the case of losing something in order to be grateful for it. If you have a really close friend and they passed away and you're upset, but that's the only time that you was really grateful for that friend, that's the only time you really looked and really thought. He was like my day one. I told him all my thoughts, I told him all my problems, but you've only come to realize when they passed, and that should never be the case. You need to be able to be grateful without something really terrible to happen. You need to shift your mindset to being more grateful and being more analytical, and being able to just realize the little things that you have access to you. And once you're able to do that, then you won't be so stuck in the past. Then you won't be so stuck on thinking my best moments are behind me. It's very easy said and done, I understand. It's very easy to overlook things, like I said, waking up, breakfast, gym, PlayStation, Xbox. But if you're not taking the time to say thank you, I have this, or just just feel more grateful because there's someone else who don't have that, then you're never going to be able to be grateful for what you have today, and you're going to continue to live a life thinking my best moments are behind you. Your best moments are truly behind you, then what's the point of living today? There's nothing to live for. Basically having a chart of your life, and your life's peaked at the top, and now you're currently living a life where the peak is now coming down. It's coming down. As you grow up, the peak is continuing to come down and down and down, which gives you no reason to live, gives you nothing to be happy about, nothing to look forward to. But if you tell yourself that the best is yet to come, maybe raising a family, maybe getting a really good job, maybe spending more time with certain people, maybe having more free time to do the things you really want to do, then you won't have that in your mind. You won't think that in your mind. Being a child, them days are done, and you've got to be, if you're an adult, thought about how being a child is so stress-free, you need to be able to accept that time is done, and now you have responsibilities. But it doesn't mean that you can't make better memories now as an adult than you was as a child. But you're never gonna experience better memories if you believe that your peak is behind you. Change your perspective and believe that the best is yet to come. And you've got to be very analytical in your very moment that you're in. And you need to be grateful for what you have today. Because what you have today is what someone doesn't have. Very simple to say to someone, I wish I was in your shoes. Or someone else would love to be in your position because they're on a hospital bed. And it's overlooked. And it's like, oh yeah, I bet he would, whatever. But have you really sat down and thought, would you want to be in a hospital bed? Would you want to be on your deathbed? Would you want to be traumatized? And that traumatized person is begging to just have a different life. I guarantee you someone out there is probably dying to switch their life, and if they chose yours, they would do it in a heartbeat. That's what I mean by being grateful and being in a position where people would love to be in your position and make something out of it better than the position that they're in at the moment. Don't breathe on this earth thinking that the best days are behind you, because otherwise what's the point of life? Because otherwise there's nothing to look forward to. And learn to be grateful and learn to be very analytical with everything that you do. Doing something that you don't do all the time might make you feel more satisfied now that you're in this position. And just try to find contentment, even if it's just for a minute. Clear your mind and you don't think of anything. And that's why I really love prayer. When you're praying and you clear your mind and you're just reciting and you don't think about the outside world, you just kind of snap out of everything. And you're not even thinking about things that might make you feel like, what's the point of living a life? So that's my message for you lot. I'm gonna finish my workout. I'm gonna get my water in. I might do a day in the life. I'm thinking about it. I still need to talk on the book I'm reading, so I'm not too sure what will come first. But at the moment, I'm just trying to speak my mind, man. Hope any of you guys can get an understanding of what I'm saying or relate to or benefit from this video. So I'm gonna finish up and I'll see you guys in the next video.